Afternoon folks, just before we get started with this one, I just want to take a moment, if you'll bear with me, just for a minute, just to share some information about the sponsor of this video, which is PicTime. Many of you photographers who do any sort of client work really may have already heard of or even used PicTime. But if you don't know, PicTime is a platform for photographers. It's the perfect way to share a gallery or photos to your clients, whether that's a wedding gallery, a commercial shoot, or any other type of photography work you want to deliver to your client. You can also just use it for your own personal gallery if you want. The PicTime vendor network helps photographers easily share the right photos with vendors like planners or florists if you do weddings. It makes collaboration simpler and helps grow professional connections. Obviously, I love doing both photography and videography, and one thing I really like about the PicTime galleries is that you can incorporate some video clips into your galleries and also share a feature film of up to 90 minutes. Which makes it pretty perfect for weddings, events, or really any other kind of commercial photo or video work. You can use our link in the description below to claim your new PicTime account, or you can use it on an existing account. For their Black Friday promotion, PicTime are offering 200 galleries free migration alongside a 30% discount. This offer will last until the 1st of December. It also helps support us in the process, so thanks in advance. And thanks again to PicTime for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into the forest. Morning folks, welcome back to another video and welcome to a very empty field. Some nice colours going on though, and that is kind of the whole point of this video. I want to make sure I at least try and get out and get some photos with the autumn colours. And unfortunately there isn't much light today, but the colours are still nice. We're kind of in that peak time of autumn where there's still a lot of leaves on the trees, and as you can see, they're kind of half green, half orange. They haven't fully changed yet, but that's kind of how I like it, because once the leaves start falling off too much, then things start to look a little bit bare and kind of dead, and not really what I'm after. On another note, I am using a new camera today, and this thing's a bit of a beast. Our new camera, which is the Fuji X-H2. I'll probably go into this a little bit more, maybe later on in this video, or possibly in another video, as to why we picked this camera and stuff. But in this one, I'm trying it out. It's got a 40 megapixel sensor, which is a nice little upgrade from the other Fujis that we have. I'm interested to see just if I notice the difference or not when I'm editing and stuff, and how those files edit and stuff like that. Also using the 16-80 lens, which is giving me a lot of options when it comes to shooting here. Zooming out, zooming in, I've got wide and telephoto pretty much, so yeah. Just going to wander around, see what I can get. I have no idea what I'm going to record, what I'm not going to record today, but yeah, anyway. Let's just see if I can get some nice autumn photos. I'm just trying to grab a shot of this scene. I think it kind of works. Normally if it appeals to your eye, it'll probably make a decent photo. We've got the path that I'm on here veering off to the right. We've got this like ditch running right through the middle of the frame, splitting the frame in half from the path through the forest that I'm on to the field and then the house in the distance. I have to brag at this sort of. I can't figure out how to do bracketing on the camera yet. I haven't tried it yet. I'm not going to waste too much time here, so I'm just literally adjusting my exposure to expose for the sky and then the path here, because there's quite a bit of difference in light. So yeah, see how it turns out. So I just took the underexposed one there, and then I'll take another one more overexposed for the path here. See how it turns out. Now this photo is nothing special really, but I do like scenes like this, and I think with these type of scenes in particular, how the edit is done really makes or breaks the photo. Often I notice a scene like this and then think actually it looks a bit bland and I don't take the photo, but I have tried to make sure I take them anyway, because I've learned that how you edit these can really help bring it to life a little, and make it into the photo you sort of had in your head when you first noticed the scene. Hopefully that makes sense. It might not always be the case, but I think especially when you're shooting digital, it's always worth taking the shot anyway. This is one of them sort of scenes and views to the eye that looks really nice, but to actually take a photo of this is kind of tricky, because it's kind of messy looking. Yes, the colours are nice and the view's cool, but I'm finding it tough to kind of like compose anything. Forests, I would say, are probably the toughest, or definitely one of the toughest places to take photos, I think. I have a lot of respect for forest photographers, or is that what they're called? People who mainly take photos in the forests and they compose really nice scenes, when really it's just so chaotic, so many trees. The light is actually decent at the minute, even though it's blocked out by the clouds, but it means there's kind of soft glows coming in when you have like spaces in the trees like this. I sort of tried to take a photo of this scene here because I have kind of something to work with these rocks and the fence. It's probably not the greatest thing, but yeah, taking photos in the forest, as much as I love forests, is just really tough, but I'll keep walking on and see what I can get. I thought the colours would actually be more extreme. Some of the trees are really nice and orange, but a lot of them, like I'm in right now, still pretty much all green, so I might actually be like maybe a week too early. I'm never really early for these shoots, so not sure about that. This probably doesn't come across too well on the GoPro here, but this area here is kind of getting hit with the light because there's a space in the trees, and we have some nice ferns that have sort of changed colour. This is an example of one of those shots that I feel like it might look kind of cool, but it's hard in a forest. So I'm going to try taking it here and see. The light has now sort of dimmed, but whoa, lots of ISO. This lens only goes as low as f4, so that means I have to increase the ISO quite a bit. One thing that is really annoying about this camera, for whatever reason, Fuji decided that the front dial cannot control ISO, which means you have to press the button and then adjust it, which is really annoying. So I'm going to have to be at ISO, like 4000, that's a bit high. I think that might look nice. The colours are nice. Again, forest photography, very tricky. See, even though this scene might seem very simple as well, the fact that there's this little pole here, path, it gives me something to work with. It's just more my type of scene, and I just find these much easier to compose, and I'm able to make a composition out of a scene that I really end up quite liking, and I think I like this one. We also have some more light coming in, which is nice, but yeah, when it's just trees and forests and no paths, no poles, it's really hard. Now this shot I really do like. As I said, having something to help compose things really helps, and it's just more the style of photos that I like. The colours in the area were really nice. There was a really nice mix of green and that golden orange tone of the ferns. Exposure wise, I just made sure not to overexpose the sky too much, and framing wise, as always, I wanted to try give things as much room as possible. In this shot, all I really did was make sure the path was centred, then made sure the little wooden signpost was overlapping the ferns so it stood out a little more. And I also wanted to make sure the leaves from the trees at the top weren't overlapping. I just think this helps try and clean up what is quite a sort of messy scene. You see, weirdly enough, it's scenes like this that appeal to me more. And most people will probably say that just ruins the entire scene, but there's just something about it I like. It's kind of more that documentary style of photography, of the digger and then all the logs stacked, and we still have the ambience of the forest and all the things that the forest has. We just now have some other interesting elements. Which allows me to just put the pieces of the puzzle together and create a composition that I quite like, and this one I do. This scene, as I said, give me a few more elements to work with, and I quite like it. I do think the conditions really help with this one too. The leaves being wet helped bring the colours out a little bit more, and the hazy background sort of helped separate the foreground from the background a little bit, creating more of that layered look, and also just helps add a bit more atmosphere to the photo. Apologies if this footage doesn't look the greatest. I'm using the phone now. The GoPro decided that it no longer wants to turn on. I think the battery's just run out. But those last few shots I took of the tractor and then the logs all stacked up, definitely my favourites so far today. Just more my type of scene. The minute I'm able to get out of the forest, the dense sort of forest part, and have some more space and some interesting elements like that, it's just more the style of photography I like, and I just find it so much easier to compose scenes like that and get photos that I really like. So yeah, I look forward to editing those because I think they'll turn out really nice. There's such a moody ambience in the background with the forest because the clouds are so low. It's kind of moody looking. But I always find that when I go out, especially in the mornings, but most times that I go out to take photos, which is nowhere near as much as it should be, I always do end up coming away with at least a photo or two that I really like most of the time. And I know it's a little bit annoying when you constantly hear people saying just get out and take photos, and I know it can be hard getting up and stuff because it kind of annoys me a little bit when people say it, but it is just true. You just have to get out there and shoot, and you will end up most of the time probably getting a photo or two that you like, or at least that's my experience anyway. Especially when I get up for a sunrise, even though there wasn't really one today, but still kind of cool conditions to be fair. Pretty happy with that. I'm actually just on my way back and walked by this scene again, and I think it looks even better. It's even moodier in the background this time, so I took the photo again. So it'll be interesting to see which one looks better. I think probably this one, just because look at that haze in the background. Cool scene. There definitely was more rain and haze when I took this shot the second time, but honestly they just kind of ended up looking the same, which is a little strange because there was definitely more rain, but yeah, kind of just looks like the same photo. And that's pretty much it for this one really. It was nice to actually get out for a nice autumn photo walk this year actually, because I feel like I kind of missed out the past couple of years. I also managed to get quite a few photos in there that I actually quite like. The photos from the X-H2 were really nice to edit in Lightroom, besides the fact that it's definitely a little bit slower. Those bigger files definitely made my Lightroom struggle a little bit. It doesn't help that my laptop is struggling for memory as it is, but yeah, you definitely notice a difference going to those 40 megapixel files. I'll actually pop on screen the actual size of those files. It's definitely bigger obviously than the normal files I'm used to, but yeah, definitely makes Lightroom a bit more sluggish, at least for me anyway. But they did edit really nice. It almost feels like there's a bit more dynamic range with the photos. It's probably just that they're bigger files, there's more data there to work with when you're editing, but yeah, that's just kind of how it felt. But I was able to get some really nice results, bring some really nice colors out, and yeah, pretty happy with how they turned out. The X-H2 is a really nice camera to hold. It's pretty chunky. I don't mind this is for the gimbal I have attached on the bottom, and I can't find the little Allen key to take it off, so it's staying on for now. But yeah, you can see, well, you can maybe sort of see just how chunky the grip is on this thing, which makes it really nice to hold. I know some people think it's a little bit big, but I quite like it. It's nice to have that chunky grip, feels pretty secure in the hand, even if you don't have a wrist strap on it. So yeah, pretty nice to use, although it definitely has some quirks that I really don't like, but I think I'll leave that for another video, go into a few of those after I've used it a bit more, share my thoughts on those, but yeah, pretty happy with the photos it takes, and holding it. But yeah, I think I'll leave it here for this one. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you liked some of those photos. If you did, maybe give the video a thumbs up, consider subscribing. And thanks again to PicTime for sponsoring this video. I've also got another video coming soon with some film photos from the Nikon FE. Actually a trip over to Wales this time for the first time, which was nice. Some autumn photos in there too, so keep a lookout for that one. But anyway, as we always say, take it easy, don't be a stranger. Also, obviously, this isn't my office. I'm not at home at the minute. We're getting some work done. I'm actually in my parents' house, and I kind of like how this lighting setup looks, and this is very much a quick setup. I'm actually using this, I'm actually using this Zhiyun light, and I'm shining it off a reflector, which gives that nice soft light. A little bit sketchy, but it works pretty nice.